And just as Duval nailed his kick, Jones should nail this, and he'll need to, because Ronan O'Gara has kicked beautifully for goal.
The rain coming hard again. Stephen Jones through the rain. It's 3 apiece. Is it his time to marshal a Lions Test backline as the clear #1 choice? You always felt in 2005 the shadow of Jonny Wilkinson.
Well, it shouldn't have been over them in 2005, but Jonny Wilkinson is not around now, and Jones is playing with a great degree of composure. It was almost against a shadow team in Joe Berg. Today he's got a great chance against better opposition to control the game.
Good chase there on the kick by Martin Muller, young second row. First start at this sort of level for him. Jones to Peterson, that's another drop from Peterson. This will be advantage. Harry Ellis had a little nibble himself, as pointed out by Mark Lawrence. So back for the knock-on from young Peterson.
Well, Joe Peterson is a very exciting player. Super 14 viewers will have seen him score some great tries, but he is error-prone. He's in a bad position there, and it's not as if he's unaware of these conditions. It does rain a lot here in Cape Town. He was just in the wrong position there, and it wasn't a great kick from Stephen Jones, who Peter Lowe put under quite a lot of pressure.
Peterson revealed with that try against the Force in round 13. You might remember the Super 14 just what pace and dashing potential he has, but this a different sort of day.
He reminds me very much of Brent Russell on the hard grounds, a thrilling counter-attacking player, but prone to missed tackles and errors.
With the blonde hair of Percy Montgomery too. Ellis away from that illegal scrum. And not retreating 10 metres, WP, so Joe Worsley has a go. And the Lions look to go driving with Hines first. There's Martin Williams on the floor. Ellis short again. That was Sheridan. Ellis. Advantage caught over as Stephen Jones puts another one down the middle. Monya, Flutie after this as well. Peterson's lost it again. Monya somehow has come up with that. He really has developed that aspect to his game, and the first knock-on will give the Lions the put into the scrum here in a very promising position.
Well, you just look at game control now, and you look at Joe Peterson, and he's looked very nervous. Stephen Jones has identified it. It's a good range of kicks now. That was an excellent high ball, and what Monya did was chase very hard from left to right wing. Very important for the wings to chase the kicks, very important for Jones and Ellis to put the Lions in the right place and put the pressure on the Province team.
The Lions have had a good time at the scrum on this tour, whoever's played in the prop roles. Apart from Gethin Jenkins in the first half, I suppose, on Wednesday night when the decisions were not going his way. He got it sorted out in the second half, and so did the referee.
It's still a very contentious area, isn't it, as we march towards the first test. Bryce Lawrence, we've seen at Super 14, very happy to let scrums go down and just let the ball come out, almost use it as a vehicle to restart. Lions selection will very much be determined whether they think they can scrummage or whether the referees will not allow that.
Running around the corner, number 1.
Number 1 is Vickers Blau.
Number 1 around.
That's one for Phil Vickery, getting in there, making sure he's not straight. And here's one for Stephen Jones now. Decent front row, quite a good test for the Lions, because by the end of S14, Blau, Liebenberg and Harris were regulars. And I must say, I think Phil Vickery has just had a very strong start to this tour. He looks a composed, confident man, doesn't he? The yellow card apart, I mean, he's done everything right. He hits rucks, and I think he's scrummaging as well on the tight head, as I've seen him scrummage for some time.
The Sculpt Brits, Saracens bound. Brian Majati off to Northampton. This, the front row, that finished the Super 14 for the Stormers in Western Province colours today. Stephen Jones again. It's an in-off, but they all count. Lions have the lead. Just.
You can see there Blau coming under pressure. Lions very happy with this start. Stephen Jones gets a little bit of a break there. And it's come from errors from this man, Peterson.
Communication sorted out and Andy Powell takes control. Now he needs to retain that ball. Had one or two problems in that department on this tour. He's gone on those strong runs. And he did. Ellis. How close to touch is that? Well, Bobo played it. And it works out very well for the Lions.
That's very good play from the Lions there, because Harry Ellis in these conditions has to get his box kick game going, and that was decent. It put Bobo under pressure. Now Powell, not only did he have trouble releasing the ball, but he went to ground far too early in his game. He didn't pump the legs. That first drive there, that was the Andy Powell from the autumn. I'm certain Warren Gatland is going to say, you've got to fight to stay on your feet, give out forwards a target.
Fight for that test place too.
Well, he's got a lot of work to do. He slips into command position.
Jones. Could be that Powell is being looked at as that impact sub that he was
straight off your feet.
So good at that role. The Cardiff Blues at the end of the season. And warning there for Peter Lowe.
Nice to see Stephen Jones pretty close to the gain line there. You know, throughout his career, he started off as a fairly conservative fly half. He's not in the mould of dazzling Welsh tens, but as the career has gone on, he's got closer and closer to the gain line, and he plays far more aggressively. And I think that was Jones there saying, well, actually, Jones thought about the corner first and then changed his mind. But he's a changed player. He has metamorphosed through his career into a player. He's not the quickest, but because he stands in such good places, he always interests defenders. And he's strong as well, isn't he? He can just get his top part of the body, the torso, through the tackle.
And another important job, such an important job, the kicking at goal. Not just today, but in the series that awaits. Neil Jenkins has now arrived on tour to work with Stephen Jones and the other kickers. Again, the ball is off the tee. So this driving rain continues into the face of Jones, it seems. Although it is a swirling wind, no doubt about that. Umbrellas rendered useless as they are upended on days like this. What about that kick? No, he's not going to make it against the elements. Wind too strong. And Peterson uses that wind, and Monya keeps it alive, but not to the liking of the assistant, who defiantly trots over holding up the small flag.
Just go back to Stephen Jones here. He's a fly half who loves to target the opportunity. He's not the quickest, but you can see the two arrows there, and what he's doing is just picking his way into holes there. He loves to try and get there. That's the area that he picks.
Matthew Rees to Donica O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan knows all about being patient and waiting for a chance in a Lions Test series. Came for him in Test 2 and 3 in 2005. That was excellent again from Powell. Up it goes from Ellis. Monya is chasing, and it's Vermeulen, Dwayne Vermeulen. Another emerging Springbok the Lions will encounter again on this tour.
Take it back.
Duvanaka to Duval.
And play.
Getting good value on those kicks with the wind behind them.
Come out, Red, come out. Come.
But that flies in the face of what, saying that one side is being favoured by the wind. It is a swirling wind, and look at that reply from Carney.
Lovely strike, of course. Carney, like his rival for the full-back spot, Lee Byrne, has a superb boot. And if the Lions do decide that they want to play a territorial game, it is not beyond the bounds of possibility that they will go Byrne and Carney and try and play a territorial game and press Springboks back. Interesting call.
Liebenberg throws, and that's good from the hooker, who had a spell at Toulon.
Inside.
Duvanaka.
Careful the blocking.
Now the Lions are claiming the ball was taken back into the 22. The referee was happy.
Duvenaka's a very important player today. Ricky January, of course, with the Springbok squad, but by the end of Super 14, the locals had chosen their man Duvenaka over January. Regarded a weight issue with the Springbok cover, this guy's playing very well.
South Africa's junior choice last season. He's tipped as a player of the future, player of the now, as far as the Lions are concerned. Just the kick so far. 2 successful penalty goals for the Lions, 1 for Western Province. Ellis, Jones, switching the point of this attack to find Matthew Rees. Ellis again. Here's Martin Williams. Denied the chance to play against the Cheetahs last week and take on Heinrich Brousseau because of his shoulder injury. Going head-to-head with David Wallace for that Test number 7 jersey. O'Callaghan. Ellis, Jones. Centres have to be wary there. Flutie and Earls, they nearly got offside. Taken by Peterson. And a penalty. The Lions just fell on that, really.
Ample time to run away, sir.
Well, that's a minute or so that's just not accurate enough from a Lions perspective. Stephen Jones's kick there didn't put Peterson under any pressure. And before that, his half-back partner, I'm afraid Harry Ellis, didn't find the right pass. Now we look at this now. What the Lions want is Powell rampaging into midfield. But look what happens now with Ellis's pass. It should be here, but it's not. It stops the man. Now watch where the pass is. Ellis puts it there and it stops Powell. And suddenly Province are on him. Powell loses momentum and the Lions are trying to force the game again.
Liebenberg, good throw from the hooker. Bit of snap to that.
Yeah, he started really well.
The maul is certainly back, isn't it? Luke Watson in control at the base, and he's going to lead a little peel around in a minute. Has to be careful about obstruction. Andy Powell is taking exception to something. Hines is trying to grab Watson. It's gone through the legs of Duvenaka, goes to Duval with a drop goal. Not a bad attempt. Oh, it's a very good attempt. It's an equalising score as well.
Oh, he snapped that superbly off his left foot. But the hard work was done by the forwards who just drove the Lions backwards. You said this maul is back. Well, it certainly is. Anyone saw France beat New Zealand. They used it beautifully. The Province team, oh, they've gone.
They have gone. Stephen Jones took a very quick kick-off. It was fielded by Peterson and the Lions were nearly caught. Williams. Good atmosphere in the ground, and we have waited to be able to say that. Here's Watson. And Carney has screamed the mark there.
I'm just saying, as Springbok director there, just caught out by the speed of the Lions restart. But anyone who watched New Zealand win will know the ruck is back. And the way the Province just drove, sorry, the Maul, the way the Province just drove the Lions there, that gave Willem de Waal enough time to overcome the pressure of Martin Williams and drop the goal.
And there's a man who'll be pleased with the way the scrummage has gone on this tour. Not concerned yet with the scoreline, but it's an interesting one, and the Lions are being asked some questions. That's not straight though from Liebenberg, having been going so well with his throwing.
Just got themselves back into the game, Western Province, very accurate kicking, and just one or two small flaws in the Lions game. Leo, or whatever his name is, won't be happy with the last 5 minutes. No great concern at the moment.
Lenny, I think, for the record.
He's Motorhead, isn't he? Lemmy.
Well, it's a turnover for Western Province. They've done well to come back there, the forwards, after the mistake by Liebenberg at the line out.
Miles, one point we need to make on the scrummage in there. Very good replay of just the sort of cut there is. Local television had boggy and slippery after heavy rain. That was the forecast for the ground an hour before the kick-off, and you can see there's a bit of cut at the scrum.
Divanaka. Duval is a big man. He's got plenty to put into his kicks. Carney did well to get that one. That's gone forward. Worsley took it on. We're in the good work of the catch. Coming through the wind and almost veering away from the Lions fullback. You can see how he had to adjust.
Timing.
And then Worsley brought back after the ball went forward.
Just a little bit concerned with the fact that the Lions haven't been putting that man there, Willem de Waal, under pressure. Dowie, we often talk about open sides. Williams hasn't got to him, but Harry Ellis is normally so good there. Could the Lions be a little bit quicker, or is that a reflection on the province's set piece that's protecting their 10, mate?
I think they're protecting their 10 very well, but I've got to say I think the Lions are actually using a lot of their energy in the wrong parts of the pitch. It's atrocious conditions down here, Stuart. It's very slippery. The wind is actually with the Lions at the moment. I would like the likes of Ellis, the likes of Jones to actually play a kicking game for the next 5, 10, 15 minutes to get down there. They're going to have to take their points at the moment. It's too easy for the Western Province halfbacks.
Interesting what Dowie was saying. The wind with the Lions at the moment certainly wasn't on the kick for Stephen Jones, and it just shows it's one of those days where the Cape is going to come up with some different sort of weather here for the Lions to contend with. Stephen Jones had to contend with that and really didn't get it away, and de Waal goes long and wide to Shavanga, and Monya's there.
Sigh of relief for Ugo Monye there. Shavanga didn't do very well. That was a lovely pass. Stephen Jones put under pressure. It's funny, we were just talking about Dowie, about the absence of pressure on de Waal. Jones got it from turnover ball. Shavanga is expected to do better. He's trying to chip it over Monye and use his speed, but he just plays it straight into the Harlequins midriff, and the Lions survive.
Liebenberg throws. Divanaka. Well, de Waal was never going to get it, but Grant was. Newman tried to get there in support, but it's another penalty. And the referee, Mark Lawrence, certainly wants players to stay on their feet at the breakdown. He's been clear on that. He's penalised both sides for it. Morgan Newman.
Now this tells you a little bit about the breeze. Carney with a left foot, but he's gone to the longer part of the field, and he's found a very good kick indeed. Talking about the win, you know, as Peter Grant makes this half dart between Jones and Flutie, we'll often talk about swirls at grounds like Thomond Park or Newcastle. This is a very peculiar ground, and I don't think any of us recognise at the moment that it's quite a big advantage for regular players here who know the swirl of the ground. Much easier for the home kickers.
Well, it's a beautiful place, but also a peculiar place when it comes to the weather. They say 4 seasons in one day is the norm. Here's Jones. I don't think we're going to get any summer, though, today. Vickery. Powell. Hines is getting his hands on the ball a lot, is Nathan Hines. Now Stephen Jones to Keith Earls.
Stay up.
Man who bounced back with that try last week. A fortnight ago he had that poor start to the tour. Another penalty. And because of this, the game really isn't getting going.
Well, slippery conditions, and teams are just not moving the ball enough quite quickly. It's a couple of times, you mentioned Nathan Hines offloading a ball. Twice now I've seen him in positions where a lot of forwards would have just put their head ostrich style and gone to ground. Keep it alive. He does well, and so the province there with a very fine kick. Once again, an illustration of how well they read it. Martin Williams goes to ground. The cover's there very quickly. You can see Blau there fast. Consistent, isn't he, at the moment, Lawrence, in that aspect of the play.
Liebenberg to the front. Now de Waal for Shavanga, who's running onto it. Oh, that's a dramatic take. And it will be a penalty again for Blair going off his feet. It's Monya this time. Well, the man who scored 6 tries on his international debut, Tondorai Shavanga, against Uruguay. That, well, he certainly showed there that he's brave in the air.
That's a lovely kick from Duval. He's reading the game extremely well.
And he's gone for the corner.
Bold decision as well. Well within his range. I think it's a reflection on the fact Western Province are having a good 5.
Liebenberg throws again. It's not clean ball, but it's still retrieved for Western Province. Duvanaka. And there's some big men waiting there.
Away, 3 reds!
And big men who can see that line.
Last feet.
Scrum half waits once more.
Leave it red, leave it, hands off.
Duvanaka going back for another drop goal here from Peterson. Little chip, effortless, and the lead.
It's the land of the drop, and that's a couple now. One off the left foot of Duval, and now Peterson. Forwards are playing their part. Duval's put him in the right areas. One has to say, probably in these conditions, I'll pick up on what Dowie said on the touchline, probably the better decision maker and the better quality of kicking is coming from the home team. It's given them field position, it's given them the lead. Good stuff here from Western Province.
They've beaten the Lions 3 times before, Western Province. Another take from Kinsale. 1903, 1910, and 1938. So, on 3 occasions going back a long time. Duvanaka. Here comes Powell and also Monya. I don't think he knew that Powell was coming, but we certainly know that Powell got it. Lovely link work from Williams. On to Harry Ellis, then Flutie and Jones. Now it's Carney. Earls gave it the call. Bowe has gone through. Tommy Bowe, is he going to score again? Oh, yes, he is. That's a super try from the Lions. It's a great ground to show South Africa what the Lions of 2009 can do. Newlands with all its history. And over the years, that try will rank pretty high.
That's a wonderful score there. Brilliant play. The 2 Welsh back row forwards, the power of Powell, and then the panache of that man, Martin Williams. And Tommy Bowe, he is strong favourite to be on the right wing for the Test, and he's done his chances no harm. That lovely delay on the pass, I must say, from Carney. A little spin. Peterson, should he have done better? Yes. Once Bowe gets that close, then he's always going to have the momentum just to wrestle his way over. But the way the Lions changed the point of attack from one touchline to the other was absolutely superb. Well played, Martin Powell, Andy Powell and Martin Williams.
And Stephen Jones doesn't get the conversion, but it was some try, and we'll see it again now. And the link from Williams.
Well, you can see the arrow, that's where Powell has come blasted in field. Watch Martin Williams now. Most forwards will just have to take the contact, not Williams. He comes under massive pressure. The spin is beautiful. Now watch the hand in, well fixed by Flutie. This is a lovely slight delay. Gorgeous little step there from Rob Carney. Peterson, yes, he should do better, but that's a good finish. That is a magnificent score. The Lions needed it.
Powell who started it. But I suppose if you have to pick out one man, and so many players played their part in that try, it was Williams. He kept it going.
Wait.
Carney.
Wait! Wait!
Peterson. Now he's going for the long drop goal. Confidence of youth. He's way wide.
Well, now
22.
my South African spies have been saying in Springbok training, Frans Steyn has been standing in the full-back position. If he starts there, next Saturday, folks, expect Steyn to go for everything from there. He'll get one and then he'll miss about 7, and they'll love him. I'll love him if he gets one and misses 7. We all will.
I'm just trying to work that one out. Through goes Matthew Rees and nearly got on the end of that. Duval. He's been a calming influence for Western Province. And another mark is called. Try scorer Bo. And now has 4 tries on this tour.
Right, hold your 12.
Started the first 2 matches and got 3 tries in those 2 games. Taken by Vermeulen.
Oh, well played.
Shabanga against Carney. Good tackle from Carney, of course. He's played on the wing as well, Rob Carney. Showed great pace there. There is a flag up on this side. Cobus Vessels has his flag up again. It will be a Lions throw-in to the line-out.
Good rugby from Western Province here. Carney does extremely well. Technically, that is good, and you can just see, there you go. Just as he offloads the ball, he puts his foot in touch. But Dwayne Vermeulen, really classy piece of play, the way he fielded that kick and offloaded to his right wing.
There is a rich layer of back row talent in this country, and don't the Lions know it on this tour. Rees going over the top, and it's straight in the hands of Davanaka, who does very well indeed there. Duval crosses the gain line too.
6 from the side.
But in at the side goes Peter Lowe. And, well, you know what the home supporters think of that. It was developing into a tremendous position for Western Province.
Coming in from the side, the gate is clearly in the last body part, please. All right.
Well, that is the one position you do not overthrow your line out on your 22. Effectively, that's first phase turnover ball. The Lions aren't organised defensively. I'm quite surprised that Rees actually goes for that ball in a defensive situation.
It's a fair decision. Lowe just came right in at the side there.
Definitely.
Hold your blue.
Davanaka. His opposite number is Ellis. Jones. The Lions have shown what they can do
Hold 3.
with that try.
Thank you. You got it, yes.
And the one before
Hold your
half-time.
red. Yeah.
That will be perfect.
3.
Duval. There's Monya.
Okay, hold on side.
Up she goes.
Come out, red.
Starting to go backwards though now, as the wing got it. Harry Ellis. Line side is Sheridan.
Away, blue.
Miles far too static there. It's Andy Sheridan's problem. He's not coming from deep.
Well, Vickery tries to do that.
Well, that's a better attempt, and that's a target for the red shirts.
And he got across the gain line.
Step here.
Ellis. Jones. O'Callaghan the decoy, and Worsley the carrier. Ellis, good pick up that. Flutie. That's Flutie's step.
Away, 2.
And that's what the Lions will want to see. In those tight corners. Nathan Hines, he's strong enough to get this back. And does. And was brought up in that hard rugby league environment in Australia.
Leave it blue.
He does have an edge, Hines. And as we've seen in this match, he has plenty of skills too. Here's Earls, just slipping as he
Leave
was
it blue off your feet.
stepping a la Flutie. Rees. Ellis. Hines again.
Always looking to offload, keeps it alive.
Ellis, at the moment, always looking for the blind side, the scrum half. Now, might open it up here as Jones brings in Tommy Bow off the wing. Tommy Bow again, gone straight through. Support
What a
comes from
ball.
Monya, beautiful ball. Monya, corner. The Lions are pressing the button.
That's the sharpest arrow in the Lions attacking quiver right now. Tommy Bow, brilliant. Monya does very well because it's a clever skid. He goes low early, but that soft offload from Tommy Bow, he comes off his wing so well, but the pass is wonderful. The break's not bad, straight through Peter Grant, but watch the softness of hands, a gorgeous pass, and Monya goes low early, You're not going to stop him. Tommy Bowe at his very best, and a fine finish for Monye. The two Lions wings will have enjoyed that harmonious moment, all right.
Thank you.
And they now both have a try in this match, the 2 tries of the game.
He's doing it again, Bowe, isn't he? He scores them, he makes them. He's having a field day on this trip.
And 7 tries between them, the 2 wingers on the tour. Stephen Jones, that looks good. It looks very good. Straight through from Stephen Jones. Little thumb up there of acknowledgement, maybe for a little bit of advice on the wind. He judged it superbly, and so too did Tommy Bowe.
This is the
slashing run.
That pass, though, that's the mark of a good player, to be going flat out and then still be able to deliver that soft pass there, and a good finish from Monye.
Give me the number. 5.
A penalty here against
5 or
Anton
4?
van Zijl. If it is 5,
No.
there he is.
Down. 5 or 4. There we go.
Referee not quite sure who committed the offence. A little bit high. The challenge. Just a penalty, but a penalty for Carney to clear.
Miles, here's the run of Tommy Bowe, but just watch Joe Worsley again. Clever little block here.
Got a line,
Just
gentlemen?
takes out the
Who's the
supporting
line?
man, and he can't get there because Worsley, it's
11.
one
All right.
tug of the jersey, but one tug of the jersey at this level is 1 metre, and that's all Bowe
Keep him on.
needed.
Yes.
2 very fine tries the Lions have scored.
Jones. Flutie to Carney. Chivanga was coming, he might have come off the worst there. The winger, he's flat out on the floor, and some crossing enables Mark Lawrence to blow the whistle, and also enables the Western Province medical team to get on to their man.
Yeah, unnecessary there from Andy Powell. He just came on the angle, but it wasn't very subtle. Here's the injury. You can see, I think it's an elbow straight to the head there on the contact. He's got him very square on, Chivanga, and he's felt that one. He's in a bad tackling position, and he's paid a price there.
The man from Zimbabwe is down. He's called into the South African 7 squad. He wasn't actually qualified to play for South Africa. That caused a bit of a row, but eventually he went on to get his 4 caps, which he will look to add to over the years. But this might be it today, as the motorised stretcher cart comes out.
Speak up, who's talking?
We just hope it's precautionary there. He's had a good half, Powell. He's done very well. I mean, yes, he was at fault there. He gave the penalty away, but he's been much stronger on his feet. Both he and Joe Worsley have offered some pretty good targets. And when they get quick ball, and the likes of Bowe and Carney and Monye start playing, well, there's a lot to be enthusiastic about. Martin Williams, very different sort of player. You've seen him trying to offload, but it's all about balance, isn't it? I don't think if Tom Croft is your test match 6, you can't go Williams. But if you go David Wallace, you can go Croft. The Lions are trying to work this balance out. Heaslip, I'm pretty certain, is going to be 8. As you say, Powell is trying to play his way onto impact, but it's do they go for the extra power of Wallace or the subtlety of Williams? Do they go for the carrying and the defensive play of Worsley, or do they go for the athleticism and the line-out brilliance of Croft? These are 2 very big questions for the Lions to answer.
Well, the 2 Ws, Worsley and Williams, certainly strengthening their case in the first half of this match. And Sean Edwards, one of those charged with making the call. Gio Aplon will come on for Western Province. He's another 7s man. Hasn't played 15-a-side since November.
Yeah, you're right.
So what about some of the other players? Rob Kearney?
I think he's played very well. I think he's looked extremely intelligent. His problem is Bow is red hot at the moment, and Ugo Monye has done absolutely everything they want. But it is interesting, because if the Lions want to just tighten up their game and kick a lot more, Kearney is the best of the wingers. I think Tommy Bow, you know, you could take him off at half-time and say that man is in the test team. It would be a travesty if he's not. But Monye's taking his chances. Monye probably is just about ahead of Luke Fitzgerald because of what he's done, but it's, do the Lions want to play a slightly different game? And if they do, then the Leinster man at the back, he is giving a very interesting display as well.
Well, Tommy Bow with his cutting edge, which we saw in that positional sense, and the skills to match. Monye has proved himself to be a defensive hunter, certainly in these Six Nations. But finishing well on this tour too. Let's go down to the touchline and talk to Dowie for his thoughts.
Dowie, what about Harry Ellis? We all think Mike Phillips is going to be the test number now. How do you think Ellis is playing? He looks like the backup. Are you pleased with what you're seeing?
I am, Stuart. After the last 5 minutes, I think Tommy Bow, as you've been saying, is nailed on now in that wings box. Every time he gets the ball, he does something. I think the scoreline slightly flatters the Lions because, again, I'd like to have a bit more territory. I'd like these half-backs to play with their heads a bit more. It's not particularly good conditions down here. Like I said, the wind is swirling, but it is favouring the Lions. I think you've got to take the fight out of the Western Province side by playing a territory game. But again, with Tommy Bow on that type of form, you know, they're doing pretty well at the moment. But Ellis, yes, I think he's controlling matters down here. But I think, like I said, Phillips is in the pole position at the moment.
Leave the legs. Just the ball.
Big calls will be made on Tuesday evening.
Yes, only when they go.
After the Southern Kings in Port Elizabeth. Monye.
And on, play, yes.
A wing swap for Bobo. He's come to the right. Aplon's gone to the left. Here's Peterson.
Come out,
Look
Blue.
at his first there.
Keep coming.
Didn't quite get in position to make the charge down, but it was Phil Vickery. Looks so fit at the moment, Vickery. And a foot on the line there from Vermeulen.
No, come on, Dwayne. You can't pull that one, my friend.
He nearly did. The assistant quivered.
He did. Briggs was it? No. Oh, I tell you what.
Red. Yep.
Here's Rees to O'Callaghan, Ellis, Jones, Flutie. Worsley held up that time. There's nothing really left here, although Flutie is now offering himself. Got out wide to support Monye. He travelled behind him, and he set it back. But the Lions in danger of losing this. Don't want those breakdown problems to re-emerge, and they did there. That should have been Lions ball comfortably. In the end, it was a penalty. Just didn't have the support.
No, I'd like them to be more positive, and by positive I mean just attack in numbers, and don't worry about the minutiae of it. Get low as if you're making a tackle and smash the man in blue and white hoops off the ball. They didn't do that. In this country, you can't be too clever at the breakdown. You have got to be brutal and positive. Just before we go to half-time, I think if this was a test match, I think what Dowie was saying about the tactical kicking would be spot on, but it's not. And I still suspect the Lions are trying to work their way through certain areas of game. And that means that they're keeping the ball alive, perhaps more than they will in Durban. And in many ways, the carrying is good, the finishing is good. It's not been a bad 40.
Liebenberg throws, and we saw there the replay of the clear-out, and the Lions really should have been a lot more assertive there at the breakdown. But that's one of the few negatives in this first half performance, which, remember, has been played in trying conditions. And the Lions have produced two wonderful tries, but they are going to face a penalty right at the end of the half.
There's been some nice drive-in play from the province forward, you know. They've got on the front foot and they have forced penalties from the Lions, and there's no doubt at all, you know, Gary Gold will be watching this in the Springbok camp, and he'll be thinking, if Western Province are working out and getting penalties from the Lions, with Victor Matfield, Bakis Botha and Juan Smith. They'll think we'll win line-out ball. We can just drive them and then kick the goals. Here you can see it again. Nice body positions there. And I think there's a red jersey there has just gone off his feet. No doubt about the penalty there. Is it Andy Sheridan?
Yes.
I think it was, wasn't he? He got in the middle and he went down and he tried to make it look like a slip, but it wasn't. It was a penalty. So sorting out the catch and drive from the line-out, that's another problem with the breakdown. But overall, I think it's been quite a positive 40 minutes-ish.
No, indeed, been positive. But this for Western Province to make it a little bit more positive for them. Last score of the half goes to the home side, and that will give them a fillip as they disappear into the changing rooms to get dry as well. Match 5 in 40 minutes will be halfway through the tour. Next Saturday we'll be halfway through the first test. It's all coming to the boil now, and at times
it will be far more formidable, far quicker, far more powerful, but you can only defend against what comes at you. And 120 minutes is a pretty good record, and it's building confidence in a system.
So in this mountainous region of South Africa, the Lions one or two more peaks to scale in this second half to get themselves absolutely ready for this first test next Saturday. Here's Carney.
Again, a very intelligent kick from Rob Carney. He's a different sort of back three player. I just felt for Ireland and Leinster in the middle part of the season, he became a little bit negative. He's just a solid catcher and kicker, and there's more to the game, and it's coming out. And it is fascinating because Byrne has been so strong, but there are options for the Lions, and that's important as well, isn't it? Options.
And that's good at the line out as well, as they put enough pressure on to win that ball. And here's Flutie to Earls. Here comes Carney, and that was a little bit obvious, that line, and Aplon the replacement had time to read it. The man who came on for Tonderai Shavanga, who was injured in the first half. Here's Bobo out to Liebenberg, the hooker, finding himself in the winging position and making a good fist of it. Carney again, needs to be another clever kick from him. Certainly a long kick, but a chance for Western Province to come back here in the shape of Vermeulen. Luke Watson eases Martin Williams out of the way. Tommy Bowe, well, I think he was going to call for the mark, but he's dropped the ball. Now it's just a more conventional way of clearing. Peterson, Ellis, and Vickery to Williams. Martin Williams, that's good play, saw the space, used it. Ellis again, Stephen Jones, almost up to halfway. The Lions happy to play themselves out of trouble there. Here's Flutie, and Vickery unable to control the pass. Duval. Andy Powell had spotted that direction of the kick and covered the space. Here's Ugo Monye, now going forward. Ellis looks to the referee and gets exactly what he wants, and now he goes quickly. Ball inside to Jones and Williams, and that is now starting to work well.
Martin Williams so good when the pace is quick. That was excellent from Harry Ellis.
And Vickery acts as Ellis there as a scrum half and then gets across. Vickery's everywhere. Hines. Carney, knock on.
Again, I think it's just another sign. Yeah, the Lions would like to kick a little bit more, but I honestly think that in their mind, these games are more important for getting little parts of systems right than just going and saying, let's make sure we win. Of course they want to win, but I think they believe they are going to win this. Not the worst pass there, but Carney will be slightly disappointed he didn't take that.
Mind you, they had that belief that they were going to win surely against the Cheetahs last week, and they got into that big lead. You can end up in a scrap in this country, and the Lions must be on their mettle should that start to happen.
Oh yeah, but it's quite important as well. In a weird way, paradoxically, it's quite good if you actually put yourself in a bit of a hole, because that forces the players on the field to work out between themselves how to get out of it. And remember, this is not an international team that have been together for years. This is a scratch collection, so they've got to think their way through problems and not just the good bits. And I think sometimes the Lions have persistently said, their coaches have said, we like to play ourselves into pressure. And I think that's quite significant.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Sheridan against Brock Harris there. And those two meant it, and the Lions get the ball from another strong scrum. And here's Stephen Jones.
Balls up.
Ellis to Powell. He's had a much better day today, but not there.
Off your feet, stay up, please. It's straight down on the side there.
It was the support that gave the penalty away.
Stay up.
And that's the difference, you know, when Gethin Jenkins plays, he comes from low and he smashes the defensive players off the ball as Duval goes for penalties. In that instant then, the Lions, there's a flop degree. Ellis is looking for his runner, Powell is going, he goes to ground a bit early, but look at Sheridan there, that's awful play, I'm afraid. And the difference between Gethin Jenkins and Andrew Sheridan is Jenkins would have been low, like a sprinter coming out of the blocks, and he'd have smashed the province man. Sheridan went down to seal it off. Sheridan looked negative. Jenkins tries to play positive. And in this part of the world, you will not get away with what's perceived as negative work at the breakdown. You will not.
Willem de Waal. He's a long way out, but he's made an excellent effort there, but just short. Carney. This will be Vermeulen's, and he finds Morgan Newman. Strong centre, but he's going towards the touchline there. Wayne Barnes, the English assistant, had a close look, but Newman stayed in field. Here's Divanaka, that's loose, and then Worsley is knocked on.
First infringement offside by Red.
And it's offside indeed against the Lions in midfield.
They're penalising themselves into a tricky situation as Luke Watson says, come on, let's try and win this game. A penalty.
Just offside call in the backs, not behind the last feet.
Carney might be feeling a little bit upset that there wasn't a line out given to the Lions, but oh yeah, you can see that. Martin Williams, Joe Worsley, I mean the whole Lions midfield was well in advance of the breakdown there, clear offside.
And Duval came close from inside his own half, and he's still fairly central, as you can see, so we know he's not going to have any problems with the distance. Just needs to keep his rhythm here. A nice firm footing on what is a surface that is now showing signs of cutting up in various areas of the field. It was ever thus at Newlands. This Gareth Edwards had to drop a goal out of it in 1974, Quagmire. Here's Duval. Excellent. No other word for it.
Well, Miles, I got caught because the Lions came up so quickly, I thought they were offside. But you can see here, the ball is coming out in this position. Look at the Lions now. There is absolutely no one in an offside position. They've come up so fast. The whole Edwards system, the rush defence, the blitz up. Powell was close, but I think the Lions are a little bit unlucky.
That's something the Lions would do well to mention in news conferences this week, just to make everybody aware. The speed of the defence got them penalised there. Andy Powell won't want to look back at that moment.
Divanaka doesn't make any sort of contact. It's difficult for Powell. Close your legs, as the saying goes.
O'Callaghan. Nutmegged.
Nutmegged indeed. It's good driving line out from the line. They're keeping control of the ball.
Ellis up the short side with Hines. Worth a go. There seemed to be a little space there for the Lions to exploit. Now there's Nathan Hines not taking a step back. That's his way.
Very confrontational player, isn't he, Hines? He's always looking for what's on. It's well worked there from the Packham Reach. Ellis gets the ball away. He's trying to get that ball away, but it's very good defence there from Peter Lowe.
De Vanacher, Duval. In fact, he and Grant had just traded positions there. Good kick again. He's proving to be a reassuring presence for his side.
Well, when they've got Duval and Peter Grant, you've effectively got two fly halves. You lose a little bit in terms of intensity attacking the gain line, but you've got a really balanced kicking game. And you know, it is via the boot that the Province are right in this game. Most of the class has come from the Lions, but tactically it's quite astute from the home team. Duval and Grant putting their men in the right place.
And Duval just pulling into midfield with that left foot option, so he's away from the chaser. Intelligent play again. Rees to Donnacha O'Callaghan. Ellis spends a lot of time talking to the referee. There's Tommy Bowe against Vermeulen. Vermeulen snatched it out of the sky, then Aplon is dumped on the floor by Flutie, but it's well retrieved there by De Vanacher. He got that out very quickly indeed. Bobo looks for the handoff. Stephen Jones goes back in. So to Vickery, who certainly has led from the front today, Phil Vickery. He's been so committed the way he's covered the ground.
Thank you.
And that is forward. And the Lions and their tackling is rewarded.
Yeah, the runners just got in front of Duval there, pressing very well. Sean Edward, they talk about all the Lions management now, they talk about defensive sets. Quite clear the influence of Edwards there, but they're going to need to do some good work without the ball at the moment now, because this Western Province team, they haven't had the greatest time in the last few years, but they're one of the great historical regions, and they've got a sniff of victory here. The Lions need to just up the ante and start playing in the right parts, close the game off first, then test themselves in certain areas.
All those Currie Cup wins, 28 and 4 titles shared in that competition, but nothing since 2001, which hurts this proud area. Bobo's lost it, that might hurt him. Here's Monya, tussling his way through. Ugo Monya, that's another strong run from him. He keeps impressing. Ellis to Vickery there again, tackled by Luke Watson. The captains meet. Vickery crosses inside the 22. This is Jones and Rees in midfield. Ellis again, Worsley. Rees is going to have to be the right winger here, and in the end there's nothing for Harry Ellis. Ellis again, Jones, Williams trying to take their attention. This is Earls. Good pick and drive play. Doesn't matter whether it's forwards or backs. Jones getting stuck in. Here's Powell. But it could be a turnover here for Western Province. There it is. That's irritating for the Lions. They were building something there, and Peterson clears.
Joe Peterson now growing into the game after a horrendously nervous start. Andy Powell going to ground there. Clever offload. Turnover, sorry. Luke Watson involved. It's his right hand there. Worsley goes scrambling trying to cut it back, but it's the captain of Province who stole that ball, and it was going well. It's a good carry by Monya. Vickery stayed on his feet. And Stephen Jones took it through really well, driving through the breakdown.
It's going a lot to Donnacha O'Callaghan at the front.
Wet day, safe ball.
Ellis. Vickery.
Run away there.
Good protection there from Martin Williams. Jones looking for Bowe. Came back inside to look for the ball, which got caught on the wind again. Tommy Bowe.
Leave it now, Blue, leave it.
Ellis wants this quickly, gets it. Pow! Ellis once more. Jones. Here's Hines. Earls. Good offloading here. Jones again. Out wide to Williams. Now he's got Monyu with him on that side. Stephen Jones inside. 5 meters short. Less than that now. Western Province have been able to reorganise, especially over on that far side. Plenty of blue and white hoops there. Ellis will ask the forwards here to go on, I think. It's Rees, Williams. Ellis goes himself. Lions looking for their third try. It's another drive. That's O'Callaghan going forward. Matthew Rees checks. He's going to be the ball player. He's held up. So close and for quite a time now. O'Callaghan. Martin Williams. Got himself a little bit detached, but that is why Martin Williams just come at the right point. That try for the Lions to get them moving again.
A lot of patience there, different sort of try to the two superb ones we saw in the first half, but that's control from the forwards. Against the Sharks, they lost ball in this situation, and Martin Williams, he gets it at the back, and he's just such an intelligent player. There's no rush. He's thinking, where is it? He's looked up there, you can see. He's looked up, he sees a little bit of space. He's seen the scrum half, Devon Asher, and he has just smashed him over, and that has just taken a little bit of the ardour out of the home team. Well played, the Lions forwards. Well looked up, Martin Williams, and that just gives them breathing space.
He is such an astute player, Martin Williams, and we saw it there again. He had to stay on the fringe in 2001, got his test chance right at the end of 2005. Will Martin Williams be the 7 choice in 2009? Here's Stephen Jones. So he has to settle with a try again, but it's a very useful score.
Miles, you just said, will it be Williams, will it be Wallace? Well, we know we've got a slightly biased man in the studio in the shape of the brother of the excellent Davis Wallace. Dowie, what about you? Which man is shading it for you?
Give me the easy questions, mate. I think Martin Williams has been absolutely outstanding. It's just intelligence on the field. Just the time he took at that try, he didn't panic. It'll be a very, very hard decision for Ian McGeechan and the management team, but actually I think Dave Wallace is brilliant, so I play the two of them. Who gets the third spot? Maybe Jamie Heaslip at the moment, but I would keep with Martin Williams and Dave Wallace, the two of them.
Interesting call, Dowie.
It always is with me, mate.
Lions making changes. Ross Ford is on. Ewan Murray too, the two Scotsmen. And Simon Shaw returns to the ground where he played in 1997. And Andy Powell having a storming game. Stephen Jones. Oh, that's come off Peterson again, and Earls. His turn to go flying through the Cape Town air. And a penalty.
I think it's fair to say Joe Peterson is slightly erratic beneath the high ball. Much better kick from Stephen Jones. I don't think he's gripped this game as he gripped events in Ellis Park. And I think that'll be a interesting call for the Lions. Oh, that's not interesting. That's awful, Stephen. He's better than that.
All came about because of this mistake, another mistake from Peterson. You have to also say pretty ropey conditions for fullbacks today, but Peterson will be disappointed nevertheless, and so will Jones. Yeah. That is an understatement, in view of that kick.
Well, Miles, whatever the conditions, you don't drop balls like that and you don't slice kicks like that.
No, it's the nature of the drop and the nature of the kick.
Touch, pause, engage.
It's always easier here, so they tell me.
They're international players. They've got to be better than that.
Here's Bobo. Duval.
Hold ya, wait, and go.
Monya.
Very solid game, Ugo Monya. He's taken his try, he's carried well. It's a tight old call, I think, on that left wing spot. I think what we have seen today with Bow, Monya and Fitzgerald in the week going well, it looks like Shane Williams is going to be a peripheral figure in the first test, that's for sure.
He's named as reserve scrum half today. If he gets on, it will be his 5th game on tour. Nobody else has done that. But not in a position that he wants to play, and presumably in at the side go the Lions again. Penalty, and immediately Watson points towards the post. He feels the best way is to chip his side back into this game.
Well, they're very close, aren't they? This kick goes over from Duval, and you assume it will because he's kicked so well. And there's a score, and Martin Williams there, he's definitely in from the side. He doesn't like it. He's actually got the ball very cleverly, but he hasn't come in behind the gate, and I don't think there's any doubt there that Mark Lawrence is absolutely right. And still, the Lions have just conceded too many penalties. And if you look at this scoreboard, yes, there's been 2 drop goals, but 3 penalties, maybe 4. That's the area they have to address, and they don't have that much time. They've got to stop giving the opportunities.
This a key kick, given the current gap of more than one score. Duval again.
He has kicked well, hasn't he? He has kicked well, Willem Duval.
So it's 5 points between the teams, a quarter of the match left. The Lions are in a scrap. They've scored the tries, as you can see, and they've been 3 excellent tries as well. All a little bit different in nature.
Well, the Province have been pretty steady in their accumulation of points, but what the Lions are pretty good at is finishing well in the last 20. They're a touring team. They should really intend to impose their game in the last quarter.
And to go to Durban via Port Elizabeth with spirits high. Didn't go forward off Jones. Or maybe it did. Wayne Barnes has given the signal to his referee there. One of those that we will have another look at.
Very hard on that angle. Initially, I didn't think it did that angle. Well, that's impossible to tell there, though, isn't it?
Oh, Wayne, says Stephen, and again.
And you've got to go with your touch judge in that situation.
The referee's got no choice.
Ah.
He must trust his assistant there.
Winds up. Crouch. Touch, pause, engage.
Devon Nash, a long pass here. If you just look to where Grant and Duval are, you can see a lot of space, a lot of options there. Bobo on the left wing, he's just standing in field. Interesting alignment from Province.
Devanash.
Devanaka.
Come on, you know you've got this accent almost to a T.
Devanaka.
Play 9.
There is Devanaka.
Backwards.
Here's Bobo. Duval and Keith Earls coming through quickly. So did Monya, but good hands, good skill from Peterson. Carney doesn't know where it is. Taken by Newman. As Aplon initially went through. Here's Devanaka. Harris. Well, he tried to get it going again the best he could there, the prop, using his weight. Devanaka, good ball to Fonsale, who's really travelling here. Devanaka, Western Province still right in this. Muller. And suddenly the home crowd believe that despite the tries from the Lions, their team could do something special here. Devanaka, Duval, long pass. Oh, Peters is going to get in here.
Suddenly this game has gone from being interesting to extremely exciting. Something special is in the Cape Town air. Joe Peterson made that, you know, with his little flip left to right on the far side, and then it was Peterson who finished it after some very quick hands there. There's no doubt there, this is a try. Ewan Murray has got no chance of getting there. He goes to ground early, he's in control of the ball. That is a try. Now Duval, who's kicked quite beautifully, has a chance to give his team the lead.
Yes, Peterson, the reason for the try with that initial play. And then, of course, the man on the scoreboard because of it. Here we see it, lovely hands.
Monyo goes for his man, doesn't quite get there. That's very good. Carney's a bit unlucky. The pickup is very forceful, though. And Province, they get a sniff. This was a superb run as well by Van Sale. The big former Lion piles into them. And then the quality of passing. That's a lovely ball there. And it's easy for the quick winger. He's made some errors, but he's just come up with a big play. Gorgeous pass there.
But the major reason why Western Province are on the verge of taking the lead here, this man. This is most testing because of the angle, yes, but also the pressure of the match situation. Muller's going off for Western Province. Here he goes. But maybe the pressure told. We stay level.
That's just great from a neutral perspective now. The Lions really in a game. Superb pass in there from the midfield. He's played well, Duval, you know. And there were some eyebrows raised about his selection for the emerging box, but he's answered some questions. And look at Luke Watson, the captain now. He sniffs something special. Lions under pressure, that's what you want. Can they handle the pressure?
James Hook is on, he's gone to full back. Rob Carney off. Duval. Monya. Well, there's Hook's first intervention into the game, and Aplon has got it, and he's very quick if he's allowed to get away. And just like last week in Bloemfontein, the Lions are in a battle. They've got a penalty, and of course if they come through it, then of course it will be a worthwhile battle.
Miles, a fascinating thing here. James Hook has just come on the pitch. This kick is outside the range of Stephen Jones, but it is well within the range of James Hook, who you saw kick quite beautifully in Bloemfontein. Yes, it was altitude, but it wasn't Joburg, and the strike was superb. You remember Stephen Jones not quite having the distance in the Wales-Ireland game in the Six Nations. Well, this is a big kick for Hook, because it's also a test of his temperament. He struck the ball imperiously in Bloemfontein. He's straight off the bench, he's under pressure. What can he do now? Sort of kick, you know, that makes James Hook a contender for the bench in the test match if he just comes on and provides a 50-metre hit.
Well, he's on for Rob Carney, who's hobbled off. We're hearing from the bench that he's got a dead leg. He did look in some discomfort. Now Hook has to deal with the ball being blown off the kicking tee. He gets a minute to kick, but he'll want to go through his routine again. Maybe a little bit quicker this time, though. The crowd giving him the bird. He's kicking towards a large section of Lions supporters who've got themselves out of the rain, as you can see that at the terracing end. Here goes Hook. Can he get this one over? No, he can't. And it's try scorer Peterson who puts it into touch.
23 all, we've got the game we wanted. Maybe it's not what the Lions management wanted, it's certainly what the Partisans of Cape Town want.
We've also got an atmosphere here today. There are some gaps in the stadium, not the sold-out signs that we were hoping for. Of course, the Springbok players not playing in these matches, and is that causing some debate here in South Africa? The ticket prices are high as well. But it's a good noise in the ground. And as you say, it's a good contest, and now it's WP ball as well. But for how long? Tommy Bowe for the Lions. He's caught. And just listen to that home crowd now. They genuinely believe, and the ball is coming back. Issues here for the Lions to sort as Grant kicks. Monya, that's cool. That's really cool.
Well, the Lions are making it hard for themselves. Their line-out didn't function there. That's a very good kick. But again, it's turnover from Lions' throw. He's a decent player, Full, but when he comes off the bench, he's inaccurate early on, and Joe Worsley didn't get near it, and the Lions are just playing into Province hands here.
Jones misses that one cleanly. Bouncing ball again, Hook. Wriggling his way towards the safety of the touchline, and Simon Shaw's got it back in field with Monya.
Oh,
whoa.
Wild.
No advantage in front of the mark, line out of scrum.
Well, with their own making this.
In front of the mark, turning.
I mean, I'm not a
Scrum the line out, scrum down.
David Attenborough, but do Lions get flustered? Because right now, these ones are, as Tom Croft comes on for Joe Worsley. The standard line-out was poor. The next line-out opportunity, Shaw was flustered. He went very quickly to Monya, who got engulfed.
I think it's probably down to the elephant, isn't it, as far as the lion in the wild is concerned. But that was a dull decision.
Panicky, I think. I mean, really panicky.
Touch, pause, engage.
Davanaka. Oh, a little panic there from Devar. Martin Williams says we'll try and play this inside the Western Province half if we can. But Joe Peterson has got himself back, the fullback. And he's got himself forward, but can't catch it. Was knocked on, advantage played. Ford,
Advantage over.
Ellis, Flutie and Jones. Stephen Jones.
Leave it there, blue.
Croft.
No, wait, blue, roll.
And his Leicester teammate Ellis to Powell of the Cardiff Blues. Stephen Jones, Martin Williams. It's good play by Williams.
It's class.
Ellis and Jones again. Here comes Keith Earls. Just hasn't found that space yet. Inside the final 10 minutes. Unbeaten on tour so far. Sheridan. Jones. Here's Croft. Oh, they're flying in now. That was Peter Lowe. Shaw. Jones. Earls. Oh, well taken by Hook. It was very difficult to take. Here's Bowe. And if there's one man in this squad who's making something all the time, it's Tommy Bowe. Here's Stephen Jones. Inside to Shaw. Ooh, one more pass there and it would have been an overlap. But now's a chance for Watson and WP to come away. Oh, good hit, Andy Powell. Well, illegal hit.
It's a hit, it's not a tackle, and he got away with one in the first half. He's arguing, but no doubt about that. He might feel he had to just smash the man and dislodge the ball. Could be in trouble.
With the chest on, but he didn't use any arms. So didn't go in with the shoulder, but didn't use any arms. All right, so it's contact below, but no arms. Yeah. Penalty in yellow or penalty? Penalty. Ruling, no arms with the shoulder.
Well, Powell is still protesting. Now he accepts the decision. He knows he's not going to the sin bin. Did the arms go up?
No. I mean, there's no attempt. The other arm's not round. It's a penalty. It's not. There's no great evil intent, but that is illegal, and it's a penalty. And it's a kick which, from a Lions perspective, has just gone into the dead ball line. It's not the end of the world for them.
And Monya puts it down.
Great position gone there when Simon Shaw was turned over there. Lovely play from Stephen Jones. Was into space.
I think Powell genuinely thought he'd tackled, didn't he? He wasn't trying to pull one over on the referee.
No.
Well, the arms did go up, but you're right. The correct decision was made. Now the long drop goal from Willem de Waal. It's going to get nowhere near in terms of gaining points, but he'll keep the Lions' pen back until Hook does that. Peterson. This is tense now, it really is. Is that going straight out? No, it's not. Monya's going to play it quickly himself. And the whistle has gone. Not 5.
What a big call here.
Let's see.
Well, that looks very tight indeed. And in the context of this game, I mean, that's not a metre in field. I'd love to know, was that a touch judge call there?
Exactly, just thinking the same thing. Who was in position to make that call? Jordan is coming on. Andre Jordan, young man, replaces Peter Lowe.
Well, you know what Providence will be trying to set up here. Luke Watson, smash in field. De Waal, he's in prime drop goal position. Lions, though, they will attack this scrum. They've turned over a couple. Oh, a good scrum.
They really do attack the scrum. And they almost turn over another one. In fact, they have got it from the referee this time.
Very good. Impressive play there. That was an important scrum. Some scrums more important than others, and the Lions just put everything into that one. Just interesting now to see how players like Stephen Jones, Harry Ellis, Powell, how they perform now when the pressure is red hot.
Well, that one's turning, and Ellis and Jones combine.
That'll do.
That was steady. And this now all about getting the win.
Nice scrum that. The Lions turned it where they wanted it. They took the open side out of Stephen Jones's face. He made 50 metres. That's good play from all.
But it's not about patterns now, is it? It's not about combinations.
No,
it's about victory. It's about coming through the match. Now, 3 good tries, plenty to enthuse about. Of course, problems too, and that's been the way right the way through the tour. It was always going to be that case through until the first test, at the very least. Free kick to the Lions.
Well, they should take the scrum because they are very dominant there, and they can just put the Western Province back row in the position they want them. It's a sort of Andy Powell zone in the terms of smashing over the gain line, but Province are often could well be ready for that.
JD Moller's coming on to be part of that scrum for Vickers Blau.
Well, he was just tiring, wasn't he, Blau? Real heat coming on from the men in red. Now, if Powell carries, he's got to get to that gain line. He's got to get to the 10-metre line, you can see there, and provide quick balls. Stay on his feet.
Touch, pause, engage.
They've drawn twice before, these two teams. Is it going to be a third?
Thank you, bro. Okay, you've just come on, you're hiding behind the hooker. Come out and bind. Come out. Thank you. Crouch.
Referee coming over to this side just to make sure what is happening here, and he's going to give a long blast there. It happened before. Now the referee's seen it fully. It'll be a penalty for the Lions.
Well, James Hook didn't get anywhere near it from almost an identical range, but on the other side of the pitch. But he's on the field now, the adrenaline's going. Surely he has to think, let's go for it. He has the length.
That's 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yes. Yeah, okay. Here's the
Well, that was the Sharks revisited that scrum, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Well, Stephen Jones. No, Stephen Jones was just looking at it, but I think James Hook always was the man favourite to go for that one.
And Mark Lawrence stood over the spot right until the kicking tee went down on the ground. Make sure that James Hook didn't try and grab an extra 2 metres or so.
Miles, what makes you think any fly half kicker would ever cheat like that?
I've spent 15 years with one in the commentary box.
Well, it's fallen over, James, so just move it forward a metre. It is, I mean, we can feel, we're quite sheltered here because the stand just comes down and drops over us, but it's swirling here, isn't it? This is a very hard kick.
Can the wind, can Hook swirl the ball to victory for the Lions? James Hook. Oh, he's given this a really good go. Oh, the flags are going up!
That is a kick. Hammer blow for Luke Watson, ecstasy for the Lions fans. Maybe good news for the patricians of the bars of Cape Town, because these men in red are thirsty, and Hook has given them something to celebrate.
Well, what a kick that could be in the context of the tour. Now can the Lions seal the deal? Less than 3 minutes. They don't want to stop playing, but doing all the playing here. Western Province with Vermeulen and Bobo. Straight back on the attack, as they had to be. Van Sale, that was close to being forward, and it's been called forward.
That midfield just hasn't functioned. A couple of times that happened. I must say, Dwayne Vermeulen has been outstanding on the blind side. He created, the pass isn't quite accurate enough, and Van Sale is so determined to carry to the Lions. He just goes in front of Duval, and that might be their best opportunity gone. Very brave from Western Province there, once again. Now again, this is where the Lions will want Murray to just be so solid and set the position right to make it easy for Ellis. There's not actually anyone in a natural kicking position. As you can see there, Stephen Jones to the left. James Hook has now worked out, hang on, I'll get there. It took him a little bit of time.
Hook's moved in.
Crouch. Touch. Pause.
First job, though, is for this front row to be strong again and not concede a penalty, and all the pressure's coming from the Lions, and the referee detecting that. He's right on top of it. Jaden Waller's come on and made absolutely no impact, apart from conceding important penalties. So Stephen Jones to the touchline. It's interesting, isn't it? Bench impact here from the Lions, not just from Hook, but also Murray.
Well, in a sort of a micro game within the whole 80 minutes, Murray's come on and he's made it a very aggressive scrum on opposition ball and a very strong, stable one on Lions ball. And again, you know, if Vickery starts, is it him or Adam Jones? Do you start with him and get very aggressive? Lots of questions to be answered, but that's for the future. This is about winning.
Ford to Shaw at the front. They tried to make it safe, but it wasn't straight.
Miles, are just too many not straight. Murray's made a very good impact. Graham Roundtree looks on and he'll just think, you go to two, you just find your man. It has to be straight.
That was the game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Still might be.
Come red. That's it. Crouch.
Just the one try conceded. It was a good one, scored by Peterson.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Vickery, the captain on the day, looks nervously. Down comes that scrum again.
Which number? Both of you guys, binds up, please.
Last play of the match now.
Yeah,
Binds up, both.
Murray and Sheridan will just try and pile drive one more scrum. Get Western Province on the heels, and the Lions have just about nicked it. Just about, but it's been a great effort from the home team.
There's the siren to let us all know, for those who didn't, and there can't be many. Here's Peterson. Well, he decided to kick it, and he's kicked the match away. Hook gets it off, and the Lions win again. Are they ready? Well, we will find out next Saturday. But in terms of victories, the Lions could have done no more in the run-up to the Test series against the big names, lacking their big-name players, yes, but they could only play what was put in front of them. The wins have been attained, and the character and spirit is all there.
Character and spirit there, yes. They'll be slightly disappointed with aspects of their game, but you've got to remember this is not the Lions Test team. I think